steady, but hey, smoke, hey, bring that beat up.
Secondhand smoke.
Hey, 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 hey. Shorty want me so bad that she brought me a bag. Cool little 10-piece just to throw in a stash. I'm in the city today, but next week it's a time. The home plays and pimps, you know how to get down. Might hit a side show just to knock me a hoe. Price out to the beach and get a jogger for show. Treat myself to some leans, fried chicken with Mac. Candy yams on the side while I count them stacks. Take a break and relax, and then it's back to the paper. Little mama hit me up and said let's dip in a scraper. We top back and we rollin'. Finna burn up some cookies, pulling up that he folded. While I handle the books, said the hoe and now we posted at the Oracle Center. Finna watch Golden State tip off with the Wizards. I'm in the sky about some chillin', like my network familiar. Numbers going so crazy, them niggas don't know the feeling. Niggas don't know the feeling. They wish they did though. Why he posted up broke as fuck in the trap and so we're vibing, counting them stacks. And it's all off the bitch, nigga. You ain't gotta ask, just look at my wrist, nigga. Hey.
But I'm the best.
One more. Night at the Pagoda. I'm drinking Hendo mixed with the soda. Guy aim high, I'm a no-limit soldier. Y'all niggas losing focus. This new gas, I'm smoking potent. I'm the man of the moment. I'm just praying and I'm hoping. I got one mind that's open. Kick shit like a poet. I'm already knowing. It was times I was broken. Middle finger to my opponents. Met this hottie from the yard. She was frying from the far. Old hoes ain't up to par. Nah, for real. Gotta make money moves. Man, I'm in my groove. Please don't fuck up my mood. I love her New York accent. I don't need no practice. She was trying to get active. I fuck her ass was massive. Don't hold me up like traffic. I put niggas in caskets. Cool, I don't do no brag. Mind the business that paid me. COVID hit, they going crazy. She wanna have my baby. Shawty trippin'. Latina shawty got that good pussy. Wow. Had to beat it up. Made her coochie smile. Yeah. It's me, baby. You gotta love it. You in the way. I'm really truckin'. Take a dick, go suck it. Nigga. I ain't gon' hold you slim. I'm going above the rim. Walk too cool. Walk with a limp.
You sway.
I think they jealous. Can't see the time on my bezel, but they see me march all through March and these Mason Margellans. It's stones like yo, get it jello. Just drop that band on the building. Can you? Man, cause I'm fly as a pelican. You? Man, cause I'm riding in fantasy. Coops. Most of your levels for medicine. Cody promethazine medicine. I think they jealous. Can't see the time on my bezel, but they see me march all through March and these Mason Margellans. The stones like yo, get it jello. Just drop that band on the building. Can you? Man, cause I'm fly as a pelican. You? Man, cause I'm riding in fantasy. Coops. Most of your logos for medicine. Cody promethazine medicine. Jealous, but rocking design is a fetish. So please do not speak about fetishes. I roll with fellas who get it and squeeze on Berettas. Subscribe for that cheese and that lettuce. Like you better let us in. I just dropped a few bands I'm more jealous. For niggas who jealous, it came with an F and N. So front if you wanna get vibes. You niggas get shot, them dollars that drop. All through them all in the fall. Probably call up your brought up and all. She get caught up and swallow us all. Make the bitch got good balls and both up and volleys the ball. No need for niggas to reach me unless you got commas involved. The product involved, I get llamas involved. Roll with piranhas and all. Then body get dogs and off to the cash. Had to come off when I blast. They watching my watch when I pass. I'm sipping Ciroc on my glass. Dropping the top on the Jag. And I got the Glock in the stash. We blow exotic, I'm eating and I got my foot on the gas. But what you heard, bitch, I'm doing the dash. Step in my shoes, try to get through my past. And you wouldn't last. And I got my foot on the gas. I think they jealous. Can't see the time on my bezel, but they see me march all through March, and these Macy Margellans. It's stones like yo, getting jello. To disrupt the bed on the building. Can you? Man, cause I'm fly as a pelican. You? Man, cause I'm riding in fantasy coops. Monster your logos for medicine. Codeine, promethazine, medicine. I think they jealous. Can't see the time on my bezel, but they see me march all through March, and these Macy Margellans. The stones like yo, getting jello. To disrupt the bed on the building. Can you? Man, cause I'm fly as a pelican. You? Man, cause I'm riding in fantasy coops. Monster your logos for medicine. Codeine, promethazine, medicine. Punching, I heard it's a luncheon. My young niggas hungry, and we know for turning nothing into something. I grabbed a few bundles, I lead a few junkies. Then we got them flying in from out the country. Straight out the jungle, too rich to be humble. I'm standing in hundreds, they up to my stomach.
Say, man, it's Treetop Radio LA. Treetop Radio LA, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in each and every Tuesday to my show. Make sure y'all follow me on my YouTube channel. That's Treetop Radio LA, or you can space it out, Treetop Radio LA. You can follow, like, subscribe, and share. Every time I go live, you'll get a notification. I do marketing for artists, brands, and businesses. You can contact me on my Instagram page. That's Treetop Radio. That's Treetop_Radio LA. Make sure y'all holler at me, man. I got good deals. I do video editing as well. I do photography for any type of events. Just let me know. Oh, hello. Welcome to TTRLA, the wonderful land of cartoons. Here, we make dreams come true. Anything that you want to do has to be started by you. Today on TTRLA, first episode, we have the Black Elote Man. That's right, the Black Elote Man. For those of my people around the globe looking at this commercial and don't know what an elote is, it's the best goddamn corn you'll ever have in your damn life. I'm going to have my man Black Cormac take it away. Black Cormac, it's on you.
And this is
Elijah and Femi, my helper.
Elijah and his helper Femi. And we're going to learn how to make esquite. Okay, so what do we do first?
We get a cup.
Okay.
Add some cinnamon.
Okay.
You know, like we feel like the.
He over there in the $80,000 truck, not even take care of his fucking responsibilities. This shit is crazy.
Treetop Radio LA, man. We are broadcasting live in Baltimore, Maryland, via Los Angeles, California, man. I'm your host, Big Homie Smiles. You already know what it is, man. We back in the stew, you feel me? We doing it way more professional than last Wednesday. So to all my people that tapped in, I'm sorry about that. I had to work. So, you know, we're going to get it right and get it popping, man. If you're not familiar with the show, don't worry. We got a good show headed for you. I got a guest that is tapping in. Hopefully he is able to make it. My co-host out in Los Angeles, California, South Central. He's supposed to be tapping in. Hopefully they're able to come in. But if not, you know, I'm going to keep it moving, keep it P, and keep it pushing. You understand? Now, if you got a thumb, I need everybody take their thumb. Take your thumb out there. Take your thumb out there. If you ain't got no thumb, take your nubs. If you ain't even got no wrist, go ahead and take your elbows. Everybody got elbows. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share to this YouTube channel. You feel me? The more subscribers I get, the better chance I get of monetizing and, you know, creating an additional stream of income for myself. I want y'all to also check me out on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow. The new Instagram page is going to be 23_Savage Treetop Radio _LA. Y'all can always catch all the updates of what's going on with all my shows every Wednesday. We got a wonderful topic. You know what I'm saying? You know, all my topics is consistent. We want to stay consistent, and we want to have topics that are pushing towards our development in life and pushing towards the culture being better. And I want all of my guests that come on here, not just speaking about the things that they have going on, but also speaking about the progress and different life situations. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, when you do podcasts, I feel like it's just not about, you know, what you got going on. It's about life, because life is real and life is serious. So we got an amazing topic for today. Today's topic is called growth and development. And the purpose of this episode is to help my audience understand what it means to properly grow and develop into who you were meant to be. Growing means a seed had to be planted. When you plant a seed, that means what? It goes in the ground. So it had to be planted, and it had to be planted to do one or two things, right? So for those of you who don't know, when you plant a seed, it does one or two things. It remains stagnant and doesn't blossom into the wonderful flower or the garden that it's supposed to be, or it can, or you can feed it nutrients and water so that you allow that seed to reach its full potential. Now, one thing you should know about growth is that sometimes when you grow, you actually grow bigger than your original source. So if you are a person if you're listening out there, you tapping in with me, and you're a person that plants things, you understand that when you plant a seed into a small pot, right? That's like you being born. You are the seed being born. You have a small pot. When you're doing the necessary things like feed the water, giving it, you know, plant nutrients, it grows bigger than the original source, which means you have to be properly and carefully removed and placed into a bigger environment so that you can develop and grow to your maximum, so your maximum potential can be reached. And in order to develop, you have to be willing to grow. A lot of times I find that we keep ourselves stuck in a seed mindset. When I say a seed mindset, I mean that we are not willing or we don't want to be what we are because that's how we was planted. Like, and what I mean by that is that sometimes people don't want to progress and don't want to change their life because they feel like this is the situation that I was given and I'm going to stay in, and I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to try to put nutrients on myself. I'm not going to try to grow outside of the environment that I was placed in. I'm just going to be that seed. You know what I'm saying? And people get stuck into that mindset. We reject proper and correct nutrients. We refuse to develop our mind in a more productive development. And you probably like, how do you grow if you're unwilling to change your environment? Exactly. How can you grow if you're unwilling to change your environment and unlearn and relearn what you may have been taught that caused the lack of proper development in your life? Now, the reason why I picked growth and development because last Wednesday we had a phenomenal artist from Washington, D.C. His name was Juan Mo. He tapped in with us. And we were the last topic was about what is your motivation? And basically the purpose of that show was, you know, to see how we are motivated and to elevate, what motivates us to progress in life. Because a lot of times, you know, we lack motivation, and it may be due to, you know, not having the right people around you, or it may be due to you not motivating yourself. So growth and development is like a continuation of what is your motivation. And I just want my audience to know that in order to like really be successful, no matter what you're doing, it don't matter if you're an artist, it don't matter if you are an entrepreneur, it don't matter if you work a regular straight 9 to 5. In order to progress in whatever situation you are in, you have to want to grow and develop. Now, I want to just give a quick definition of what growth is, just on a human aspect. So growth is a child's physical increase in size or amount that is easily observed. So when you have a child, right, if you're a parent out there, you gave birth to a child, you saw the process, which is your seed. You know, we call parents, if you're a parent, you understand this analogy. When you have a child, you actually call that child your seed, right? Why do parents call that child their seed? Because they are actually putting into them nutrients food. They're allowing them education. You know what I'm saying? They're giving them insight about the things that they went to in order for them to properly develop into the adult that they feel that that child should be, right? And when you think about development of that child, you think about the ability of a child to do things that are complex and difficult. So when we have children, or if you are a child, you are developing, you are doing different things, like you're going to school, right? You start at pre-K, you learning how to work with kids. You know what I'm saying? For kids, that's something that is kind of complex and difficult, because when you're a child, you kind of can be selfish because you want your thing, you want everything to be yours. You don't really want to share. And if you're a good parent, or if you're sending them to the right schools and they're teaching them properly, then they'll be able to develop that mindset. Hey, you have to share. It's okay not to just have everything to yourself. So when I came up with this topic, I was like, damn, sorry for cursing for my adults out there. I apologize. I'm trying to work on my language too, because I want my mom to tap into my shows. And I realized that I have a sailor mouth. I used to enjoy, see, this is growth and development for me, because the tongue, whew, I enjoy cursing a lot, honestly. But I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm developing that if I want to have a platform, if I want to have a podcast where I am getting not just my type of generation, but I'm getting all generations, I have to kind of curve my language a little bit. So if that word offended you, I do apologize. But when I was coming up with this topic, I was like, well, Big Homie Smiles, what are 4 types of growth and development that can occur in the development of an adulthood or in a person, right? So I came up with 4 things. The 4 things, and I'm gonna break them down as we go. And if my guests tap in, I'm gonna bring them up. My manager gonna let me know. You got me? Is they outside? Okay. So nobody ain't pulled up yet. So it's 4 types of growth and development. The first type of development you have is physical, right? You have mental growth and development. You have emotional growth and development, and you have social growth and development. So we're gonna break them down, right? So when you're dealing with physical growth and development, that refers to your body growing, which includes height, weight changes, muscles, nerve development, changes in the body. So me as a woman right now, I had to go through the changes of physical growth in life, right? So my growth and development was, number 1, recognizing that I am a female. I'm a girl, Diamond, right? And as a female, you develop differently than men, right? So my mom had to teach me as a young lady to maintain, not to say that I was a dirty girl or anything, but these are things that you do if you're a parent and you're a mom especially, and you have female children, you have to kind of develop them to be properly functioning, clean women, because it's a lot of dirty, older women out here, okay? Hello, let me get a hand clap. It's a lot of females out here dirty because they ain't had a proper growth and development. So as I progressed into, young lady, into adulthood, my mom when I was a child, she had to give me the correct grooming. She had to tell me, look, you got to clean yourself this way. You got, for females, for my guys that's tapping in, this is with something that y'all might not know, but it's a certain way that females gotta, wipe themselves after they go to the restroom, you know what I'm saying? So that you don't get no bacterial infections. So I had to learn that. I also had to learn that when growing as a female, that, it's just certain things that, that society, because I'm a different type of woman. I'm still a woman, but I'm my own woman in my own way. But society wants you to be a certain way. So they want you to not cater, but you're groomed and you're born to be a partnership of a man. So I was groomed, just to be a proper woman. I come from a very religious and very kind of strict background, so I was groomed a certain way. Then you have number 2, what I was talking about, mental growth and development. And that basically refers to the mind, which includes learning how to solve problems, make judgments, and deal with situations. Now, this goes not just for men and women, just for everybody in general. When you are growing and you are developing as a youngster, you need to have a parent that is properly giving you the tools that you need in order for you to make good problem solving decisions. Because if you aren't given those proper tools to put in your toolbox on how to solve problems, number one, you'll be a very reactive person, right? And when you're a reactive person, when it comes to problems, you're not making the right decisions. You're not making good decisions in life. You're immediately making horrible decisions. I think my manager just tapped in with me. Is that Black Horn Man? Yeah, Black. This is my co-host from Los Angeles, California. My man done pulled up in the race. He done pulled up in the Black Horn Man race. Come on, hey, let him in. Come on, you already know. Roll the red carpet out for my man. Roll the red carpet out for my man. Ladies and gentlemen, we got that. Let's go.
You know, we got that fresh rap right now on the rape. You feel me? The whole advertisement when I'm rolling type shit.
Let's go. You know how we do, man, from Baltimore to LA, man. Black Horn Man, what's up with you, Slim?
What's the deal? How you living?
Man, you know, living day by day. Just grateful to be alive, man. So before you tapped in, I was telling the audience that the topic of the day is growth and development, and we got a guest coming on, but he hasn't really popped in yet. So when he pops in, when my manager give us the go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and let him come in. I see you got the Black Horn Man shirt.
Yeah,
I see
come on. You know we out here. We out here rapping
that shit. Shout out to Vibes Only. That's also another brand in LA. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with Vibes Apparel LA 93. That's on Instagram. And I got my Black Horn Man gear coming.
On the way. Yeah, we got to be flagged out in that thing.
We flagged out, you understand, right? That's how we do. We supporting Black businesses only. But to get back at topic, we was talking about growth and development. And I basically was talking about the purpose and how when you're growing and development, it's kind of like being a seed. And when you're a seed, that means you're being planted. And when you're being planted, that means things are being poured into you. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the nutrients, you're getting the water. But sometimes, I don't know if you knew this, Black Horn Man, seeds don't grow. And that's just like people. People don't grow because number one, they're not being fed the proper nutrients. They're not given the right water. You know what I'm saying? They're not given the right environment. They're not given the proper sunlight. And sometimes people can become stagnant. So I was giving them 4 types of growth and development that we go through starting from a youngster into adulthood. And those things are physical growth, mental growth, emotional growth, and social growth. And I was just breaking down the different types. So for physical growth for me, and I want you to tap in after I say this. So physical growth for me as a young woman was just being able to learn how to properly, take care of my body as a woman, being taught by my mom how to properly, clean myself after use the bathroom, because it's a certain way that for females, I don't know how it is with men, but for females, you got to clean yourself properly. So when you went through your physical growth, did you get that same type of kind of training from your parents?
Yeah, I definitely did. There was a time, and it's funny because, I always say my dad wasn't really around, and he wasn't. I never had him in, but I do remember a specific time that I went to visit him one time, and he was like, all right, look, this is how you got to make sure you clean your penis so that you're not getting no diseases and you're not passing nothing on. You're going to make sure you're cleaning your body, keeping your hygiene up. And so appearance and hygiene was something that, I did learn from my dad. So I definitely got the same lesson.
So dudes have to properly clean their penis as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing, too. And I mean, I'm circumcised, but if you're not circumcised, you really got to make sure you're not fucking up your shit and fucking up your situation.
Oh, yeah, you got that little turtle.
Yeah. Got your shit going.
Okay, fact. And so the second thing that I was talking about was mental growth and development, and that refers to the mind in which it involves solving problems, making judgments, and dealing with situations. And that's where I stopped at before you had walked in the door. Now, I was saying how if you are, as a young person, if you have a parent in your life, you have to be properly taught on how to solve problems young. Because if you don't, as you get older, you'll start to develop irrational behaviors. You'll become a very reactive person to situations, and you won't make good judgments. You won't have discernment to have the right people around you, and you won't be able to deal with situations. properly and effectively as an adult if you're not taught as a youngster. What you think?
I definitely agree, and I think that at least me personally, there was a lot of that I wasn't taught. Definitely how to properly deal with people, I definitely wasn't taught. And that's why as soon as you mention the topic, I'm like, this is a good one. And it's more than just as a seed. Like, you start as a seed, but you're a plant, and a plant needs water and sunlight to grow too. So you always growing. Your growth is a continuous thing. So maybe I started growing this way, but the sun over here, now I need to start growing this way. I've been growing the wrong way because I thought that was the way to be growing. And now that I'm older, I'm like, all right, look, I need to change my direction and start heading this way because this is the proper way. Like I said, proper way to deal with people. I used to be popping off at the handle. I ain't having, we wasn't dealing with nothing. We wasn't taking nothing. And so now I'm older. I'm like, okay, look, everybody ain't trying to attack me. So I'm going to give them the benefit of a doubt for a second. And it's still something I need to work with, but we working on it. It's growth. We growing on it.
I like how you said that you feel like once you was getting older, as a young person, you used to feel like everybody was attacking you. Because that's how I used to feel, right? Because I'm a person that's very What's up? What you think?
Yapping out the window. I'm like, what's going on? He's talking to me.
My man talking to his friend, man. He got his friend.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so when I was young, right, I used to be very reactive, and I'm a person, not as much now, but when I was younger, I used to be very emotional. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and when I used to, go through situations, especially as I became a little bit older and had to work, I used to think everybody was targeting me, and even if they was targeting me, I was not handling situations right because and it's no offense to my mom, God rest my dad, so no offense to him, I don't want him to come smack me while he up in heaven, but I wasn't given the proper tools on how to handle my emotions, you know what I'm saying? And I was a tomboy too growing up, so I think they may not have knew how to like deal with me properly. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to like develop those things mentally within myself, and so that I can make good decisions, because I was making bad decisions. I was getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? I was out here. I guess I was trying to be in the streets.
Nah, I know exactly what you're saying. It's funny because, like, when you living in that shit, you like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. Man, once you put that shit behind you, like, man, I don't know how the fuck I got there, but I should have never been in none of that shit.
Why would I almost have a felony in life? What? I
got more than 3 felonies. You know what I'm saying? I did record this fucked up, different states, all kind of. It took me a while to learn that lesson.
Yeah, so you got to learn these lessons. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple misdemeanors on my shit, but I ain't get the Fs, I ain't get the fellas. But when you're not able to develop and grow, you're saying you don't make those decisions. I know that for you, looking back, now that you have that right mindset, you would have made completely, totally different behaviors behind those situations.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, even then I had a different, like, they used to tell me I was mature for my age, and I'm like, all right, I got a different mindset, but I was still on bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, I know where I'm trying to get to, how I'm going to maneuver. I'm going to make sure it's going to be some smooth, slick shit. I ain't working for nobody all my life, but it was on bullshit still. It's like the bullshit ain't the answer. And so it, like you said, it's a lot of shit that our parents, at least I feel like mine, could have definitely told me. And I also know now as an adult, there's some shit that they just didn't know.
Right.
Like there's shit, this like I had a conversation.
This shit out.
Yes, oh God. There's shit that I had to tell my dad, like, look, my nigga, like, I get it, you older, but this is not the only way to live. It's other ways to get it. Like, I know nobody and that's what really opened up my eyes, that your parents only know what they were taught. You feel me?
Right.
So if they didn't learn it, they can't teach it to you. And that really be the problem. It's like, okay, nobody took the time to teach it to them. So you gotta make sure you teach it to your kids. And like you said, the earlier the better.
Yeah.
Like, it's because otherwise that's the generational curses right there to me. It's like, that's how you fucking stay in the same generational bullshit, is nobody's telling us, look, there's something better out there for you, and let's go find it, figure it out.
Right. And I like what you do with your kids, you know what I'm saying? For my audience that's just tapping in for the first time to TTRLA, Black Corman is an amazing Black father. You feel me? And he is always reading to his kids. He's always, trying to hone their emotions, see like if they're emotional, hey, he's
That
breaking
emotional
it down.
intelligence that you be saying, that's my
emotional
word. I
intelligence.
swear I'm still working on my emotional intelligence because it's so important.
Yeah, it's very important to have good emotional intelligence, especially as a youngster, as a young people. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to handle your emotions intelligently. So for my people don't really understand what I mean by emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is being able to properly put your emotions in the right compartment, right? Because a lot of times if you are not emotionally aware of the things that you're doing, you will react crazy and you will put emotions where they don't need to be, or you'll project your emotions onto other people because you haven't properly trained or you haven't been trained to handle those emotions. And so I'm glad we said that. The next thing is emotional growth and development. And that's basically
for sure continuous. I'm on bad. Go ahead.
No, for real though. Because that refers to your feelings and includes love, hate, joy, fear, excitement, and other similar feelings, right? So when you are not properly growing and you're not developing your love for yourself first, because you can't love anybody else if you're not loving yourself first. You got to love you. You got to look in the mirror and you got to say, whoever you are, your name, insert name. Big Homie Smiles, I love you. I love your big nose. I love your black gums.
And
I love your wide smile.
And mean it. I swear that's the shit, motherfuckers. They be like, especially nowadays, everybody want to say they in love with themselves, but they just be. You can't put. And I mean, this is no shade to the females, but niggas be doing bullshit too. But like, you can't be putting a gang of makeup on and saying I love my face. You don't even know what your face look like. When's the last time you seen your own face, baby? Come on.
On your face, bitch.
Come on, what? I hate makeup. I really do, because I never understand why we don't gotta go that way. But why y'all trying to paint your face like somebody's face that don't exist? It's like, what? Who has this face that everybody? Come
on, your
it don't make sense to me.
So you gotta love yourself. And with hate, when it comes with hate, because hate is such a strong emotion, right? And I got a person right now, I know for a fact they hate me. They hate my guts. They hate my guts. That's because they themselves, they don't love themselves.
In your guts. Oh, I mean, wait, what?
What?
I said they hate your guts because they was in your guts?
Hell no. Hell no. Wait, everybody scratch out what Black Coleman said. He said he's reckless with the mouth. Ain't nobody in my guts but food.
I thought it was somewhere else.
No. Nobody's in these guts, sir, but food, okay?
Oh, man.
This is TTRLA, and nobody's in Big Homie's guts. No, sir. I'm in guts. I'm in others' guts. No, but what I'm saying is, because, when you hate somebody or when you express that type of emotion, that means that, you're not really under, like, I don't feel like people should hate anybody. Like, I feel like that's an emotion that you haven't really dealt with. Maybe it's some things that you got going on within yourself and you wasn't able to translate that with somebody, but hate shouldn't be an emotion. But I know personally that somebody hates me for sure. And, and that's, I'm cool with being hated. Jesus was hated. Everybody was hated, but it's because they don't have that emotional intelligence. So you want to also you want to be able to properly, feel joy, you know what I'm saying? Excitement. Sometimes an emotion is fear. Sometimes people are scared of growing. Sometimes people are scared of developing. You know what I'm saying? That's a fear that people have. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are growing and you are developing, some of the people that you grew up with or it go for family too. So I don't want people to think that I'm just talking about friends. It go for family too. Sometimes you outgrow family. Shit.
A lot of times you outgrow family. It be crazy. It's like, come on now. friends and family, y'all supposed to be my ride. We supposed to be riding together. You see me coming up, I'm supposed to, well, come on, you with me, we up, it's on.
Right.
Nah, they be upset. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Like
Or they be
jealous
trying to
and mad.
belittle the
And yeah, like
they be trying to belittle what you got
I'm
going
sorry.
on. It's like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Like, just because
Why
it
you
ain't
think you
someone
supposed to
that
have
you
what I
think,
had? Why you not supposed to
yeah,
have? I work for this.
right? And you know I work for it. Cause we was in the same room. We used to all sleep in the same pissy ass bed together. And you mad at me for
You mad because I'm not giving you my money because you need money, and I said no. You gotta set boundaries with people, and that's good. That's a part of having emotional intelligence, being able to create boundaries. Because some people overstep their boundaries all the time, especially family. You know what I'm saying? Family,
family
especially, will
quick to do it.
overstep some
Quick to
boundaries,
do it.
bro.
They don't think it's no boundaries. They like, okay, if it's yours,
We
it's mine.
family,
Like,
fuck
hold up, when you
boundaries.
had it, I couldn't get shit. How that work?
Right. That's you. We got that. So that's a part of emotional growth. And that actually, you know, again, that starts from a youngster. So you have to be able to emotionally grow properly and be able to feel these type of emotions without it being detrimental to your growth. The last type of growth and development that occurs from when you are young into an adult is social growth. And that refers to the interactions and the relationships that you have with other people. So if you grew up where your mom wasn't saying I love you, if she wasn't hugging you, if you grew up with a dad or without a dad, you know, or if your dad was in the picture, he wasn't really present, you can kind of grow up socially deprived, right? You
Both
don't
of those
really know.
both of those hit right there for me. You talking about your mom ain't tell you. To this day, and I say that shit all the time. Be like,
Yeah.
I ain't never heard my mom tell me she loved me. Never in my life. And I mean, to an extent, I know she got an emotional feeling for me. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done a lot of the shit that she did. But I ain't never heard that shit. And so it'd be
Yeah.
like, when people want to hear they love me, you know, they want me to tell them I love them. It's like, I mean, shit, you see me, I'm here, right? Like, that's, what the fuck, what you want?
Right. And that goes to social growth. And that's I didn't start hearing my mother tell me, for real, for me, maybe she told me, but I didn't really pay attention to it until maybe as I got into my like 30s, for real, because we always had a clashing, you know what I'm saying? So I never really felt that love for that my mother had for me. But my dad definitely told me he loved me all the time, told me I was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Always made me feel amazing. But when you're young, you have to have these type of emotion you have to have this type of social growth and development. You have to be able to properly have good interactions and relationships and with other people, because that affects how you move in life as an adult. Because if you're not having a proper social growth and development, you're not knowing how to network. With you being an entrepreneur, you had to kind of teach yourself, it seems like, these type of growth, these
Definitely.
4 types of growth. You had to teach yourself how to be social, how to have proper relationships with people. You feel me?
Yes. And I mean, I got lucky to have like an outstanding type personality. So, you know, it was a little bit easier on me, but it's definitely something I had to learn. It's like, okay, how am I going to deal with people? How am I going to let people deal with me? But I feel blessed, I guess, to say that I was popping off at a younger age because I don't put up with a lot of shit. So people deal with me differently. It's certain stuff that motherfuckers will be around and they'll deal with certain shit a certain way. It's like, okay, even during street shit, it's like, I would never let a nigga talk to me that way. Niggas don't even gotta know me. They just looking at me, they can tell I'm not gonna talk to this nigga that way.
Right.
And so I feel blessed for that, because it's certain shit like, damn, I might have to end up in jail again if I had to deal with the shit you dealing with right now, my nigga.
Right.
Like, they can't talk to me like that. Like, nah. And I don't deal with it. I don't put up with it. I don't accept it. And I think some of that is shit because my mom wouldn't put up with shit. She's not dealing with shit from nobody. So shit, if she not gonna take it, I'm not gonna take it. And she wonder why I don't take it from her. I watch you not take it from nobody, but you think I'm gonna take the shit from you? Nah, I ain't taking it from nobody.
That's how my mother is on God. My mother, how you think I'm gonna accept this type of shit from you? Oh, I think my manager just gave me said Wamo just put. Did he pull up in the driveway?
Yeah.
Okay, my man Wamo. Okay, Wamo done pulled up in a Corvette. The 2023 Corvette, man. Wamo, man. Tell him come on in, man. Tell him my butler go ahead and he gonna park that joint for him. Hey, Wamo, come on in here. Wamo, everybody give a round of applause for my boy Wamo. Hey, Wamo, what do you do?
What's going on, y'all?
Ain't nothing. So I just want to give you like a brief little overview of what we've been talking about. Thank you for joining. The topic of the day, of course, is going to be growth and development. And what we basically talking about is, you know, how you have to grow and develop in order to be a successful adult in life. And when you're growing and developing, it's like you're a seed. And so a seed is like something that needs to be planted in the ground to grow into a plant that flourishes and blossom, whatever plant that is. And sometimes in life,
So
people
weed plant for sure.
they short, you know, they don't get the proper nutrients, they're not getting the proper water, and they become stagnant in life. And we were basically talking about the 4 types of growth and development, which is physical, mental, emotional, and social growth. And so for as a child, when you're becoming, especially because you're a young man, did you have parents that taught you how to physically grow and develop into the things that you needed to do as a young man to grow into a young man? Were you taught like how to properly clean your penis, or how to, you know, with the type of things that you're going to go through as a man, as a young boy growing and stuff?
Yeah, like growing up, like my mother pretty much played like both roles and like throughout my whole life. So it was so everything else pretty much I had to pretty much teach on my own. So I mean, but as far as growing, you know, I would have a lot of questions about certain things and how we was living. So I would always ask my mother, because, you know, that was like the ground. But I actually had like I had male influences. My mom had like a lot of male friends, so I had a lot of male influences growing up as well. And just the one that stood out to me the most, he's no longer with us no more, but you know, with me within my spirit. So I just try to you know, uplift him through his legacy and push his story forward. So, you know what I mean? And then he also instilled a lot of stuff in me, being a man, like especially teaching me from being a boy into becoming a man.
Right.
So taught me while he was here. It was stuff that I still live by to this day.
That's good. And so the second thing, so you have 4 types of growth and development. So we just went over the first one, which is physical growth and development. The second thing, Wamo, that we was talking about before you was able to pull up, was mental growth and development. And that just deals with being able to learn how to solve problems, make good judgments, and deal with situations. Because if you're not properly taught those things as a young person, when you become an adult, you're not able to properly make good decisions when you have problems. You're not able to make good decisions when you have make good judgments when you're in a situation, or you're not able to handle situations properly. So as you was becoming a boy to a man, and I know you said your mom was a big influence, shout out to Mom Dukes, you know what I'm saying? Was she able to teach you properly on how to solve problems, make good judgments, and deal with situations?
Yes, absolutely. She definitely was always the type of person. Like my mom, like she's really blunt. Like she's never scared to just keep it all the way 1,000 with you. Like even if you basically lying to yourself. So,
right.
But with me, it was like she always told me like I could do anything that I set my mind to, which I know I can. But you know, it's other things like far as her, you know, how she feels about it to her opinion. You know how she feels. But at times I might be like, nah, this ain't this, nah, woo. But then sometimes in it, I might step away from her and like really think to myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she could be right about certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like I try to do it like that. But you know, it's times like me and my mom, we come to a disagreement to agree. You know what I mean? But then
right.
Still, you know, work together through all our problems, and we still still clicking. So.
And that's good. And so after that is emotional growth, and you kind of touched on that a little bit. And the emotional growth and development is also needed because me and Black Corman was saying that sometimes when you don't have the right type of, we're not given those right type of tools as a young person from your parents, because maybe they didn't know how to be able to emotionally deal with your growth and stuff like that. Maybe they didn't know how to properly give you the love or teach you how to deal with hate emotions or joy, fear, and excitement, because nobody taught it to them. So when you're emotionally growing, with me and Black Corman talk about this all the time, is about having emotional intelligence. So as you was a young person, did you how were you groomed to deal with your emotions? Did your mom teach you how to handle your emotions properly so that you can make, so that you can feel these type of emotions like love, joy and stuff?
Oh yeah, of course. Like my mom, like in our household, like raising two kids, two black boys. And correction from
Shout
Mom
out
Duke.
Mom Dukes, correction.
Yeah, get it right.
Let's go. Let's go. Hello. Correction too.
Yeah, so then I've been having an older brother and me being the only ones in the household, and then my mom taking care of both of us. It was kind of like, it was a struggle. Like raising two kids can be a struggle, but then just like knowing we had that love together, and that we knew on ride for each other at the end. Most of what you wanted. Exactly. So.
What your mom say?
Oh, she was saying you basically had everything we needed and everything we wanted. Most of what you wanted. Right.
Right. And so it was up to you, because it sounded like mom was giving you the proper nutrients along.
Yeah, she feeding the seed right. You gotta grow or you gonna go.
Right, you feel me?
That's right.
It was up to the plant, you know what I'm saying? Whether it wanted to blossom or it wanted to wither away,
And that's a blessing right there. Shout out to moms, because that's what we were talking about. My moms didn't really put me on to the lovey-dovey type stuff. She definitely made sure my mental was right, but we was lacking in the emotional stuff, and you had to learn that as an adult, and I still struggle with it now. Emotional intelligence is, growth is continuous.
Yeah, growth is continuous. And the last thing that we was talking about in the 4 types of growth and development is social growth and development. And Wamo, we was basically talking about, like, when you're growing from a young person to an adult, you have to be able to, when you're developing, you're supposed to get the proper tools in order to interact with relationships and other people. Because if you're not being groomed properly on how to interact with people and how to deal with relationships, then it can become an issue as an adult. And so it seems like your mom gave you the proper tools to develop and as a person in order to have good interactions and relationships with people. Of course, as young people and as children, we're going to always try to do our own thing and go outside of the line and the guidelines that our parents, set out for us. But for the most part, if you have proper parents and they are proper planters or farmers, because our parents are farmers of us, you know what I'm saying? To kind of put that in the analogy, they're the farmers and we are their crop that grows from their farming that they do, you know what I'm saying? And so if you agree, do you agree that maybe your mom gave you the right tools to grow properly and deal with, relationships and other people?
The way I look at like my mom's relationship, like the decisions that I made for myself,
Mm-hmm.
but the decisions that I see my mom make, it wasn't to my judgment, because who am I to judge? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I just took like what my mom went through and like just learned it as a learning experience. Like just knowing like I don't want to be able to go through this again.
Right.
Just gave me the motive to actually grind and actually, get up every day to, at least try to make something happen, you know what I'm saying? Versus trying to, be out in the streets and being in harm's way. Because if you've been in harm's way, you can't like, it's a lot of stuff you can get into when you out here in these streets. So it's like either be incarcerated or worse.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I go neither way of those routes, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't run for my mother if I'm locked up.
Right. And Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know, so it's just I took it as like I gotta change, you know, the surroundings, you know, where I'm at and everything like that, and also, you know, give to those that don't have it. You know what I mean? So
Right. And you use that too to develop your career in music and as a person who is an entrepreneur and being a person that is a barber. You know what I'm saying? For those of my audience members that's just tapping in, my boy is hey Femi, my boy is a barber. You know what I'm saying? He not only does music, but he has other, just like Black Corman, my co-host out LA, you know what I'm saying? He has other talents. So I think that's very important, you know, in growth and development, being able to have that right type of guidance and everything like that. Now, before we get to the next 10 vital steps that I created about how to personally proper and grow in life, I'm gonna go through a couple commercial breaks.
Woo, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Hand me the lighter. Hand me the. Oh, damn, grandbaby, why you ain't tell Grandpop that you was starting this? She's such a jokester. But yeah, Grandpop still blows the reefers. You know, I know y'all call this now the czar. I don't even know what the fuck a czar is, but I said, give me that shit that's gonna make me say. So shout out to my boy. You know what I mean? Out here in Baltimore. But I wanted to come to y'all, not to make jokes or be funny. I also wanted to come to y'all to give you a little bit of enlightenment. How you move out here in life is ultimately how you're going to walk into your destiny. So if you want to walk with a purpose-filled step, you have to have intention with everything that you do. So if you're out here causing chaos, just know that your purpose is going to be chaos. Tell y'all mothers I said what's up.
My name is Michelle. I have been kidnapped. Can you stop pointing the fucking gun at me? It's making me nervous. To ensure my safe return home, please pay us £1 million. Is that it? Is that what you think I'm worth?
Okay, we back with it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my commercials, man. If y'all out there and you got a business or something and you want a commercial, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? My commercials are very good and I run them through my show. Right now they free, but you know, get me while we free because the price is going up each and every day. Now, the next part of growth and development is I had came up, I was like, dang, so we need some steps, right? Because growth and development, like Black Corman was saying, is a continuous type of situation. It's forever. You don't just stop growing at a certain point. You have to always be able to develop and grow. So I came up with 10 steps towards personal growth. But I want to first start by saying self-improvement is one of the most important traits that a person can possess, right? Because when you're self-improving yourself, that means you are working on you and you are working on growing and developing who you are in order to be better. If you don't have the urge to develop and become better, then you'll never you'll never be able to progress and go far in life. And we are all humans, right? That means we're gonna make mistakes in life. We're gonna mess up, but you know, you always want to have room for growth and development, and you always want to try to be the best versions of yourself. So the first step that I have is...
Wait, before we get into the steps, I just want to throw something in there because I feel like what you was talking about definitely stepped into what I love to say all the time. First, you got to know it's something better out there. Then you got to want that something better. And then you got to spend every single day of your life trying to get to that something better. Otherwise, you're not going nowhere. It's not happening.
It's not happening. You're not going. You agree with that, Wamo?
I fully agree with it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to develop yourself. Now, so the first thing on the 10 vital steps into becoming a great person and becoming, growing and developing is you gotta know yourself. You gotta know who you are. And you gotta ask yourself, who do you aspire to be? So Wamo, I want you to tell the world who you are and who you aspire to be.
Man, shit. Man, I'm just a brother, man, that just love doing what he love to do, man. Make music and cut hair, and also the joy of it. I like to, I like to be hype. You know what I'm saying? I like to be, I like to bring the brightness in the room. You feel what I'm
Come
saying?
on, let's go. Because you said your mother said you're going to shine. In our last episode, she said, baby, you're going to shine. Let's go.
We bringing the light.
I was always that type. Like, I always been like, well, I was a shy. I mean, I'm shy at times though. But then when I get around you and stuff like that, and you real cool and I'm real cool, shit, we cool together. You feel me?
Yeah, we
cool
familiar as up, huh? Yeah, that's right.
I always the type of person where I always reciprocated good energy. So like giving good energy and it's real, and I'm a dig in on that. You feel me? So I
That's
always,
a fact.
and then as far as then like who I am, like I just want to, inspire people to do great things. Just me, just keep being the best version of myself every day. That's
exactly.
Things for the internet, like getting Instagram likes and comments and stuff like that. All that stuff is cool. That's not my life. At the end of the day, I still gotta live in my everyday life and still make a chance to make something happen, and to get people to do the same thing.
Exactly. You want to be able to be. You want people to be inspired by your growth and development, and you always want to. It sounds like what you're saying is you always want to be yourself, and you always want to focus on yourself and the things that you want. Because a lot of times we live in a generation, or we live in a society that actually wants us to conform to other people's standards, right? And so because people want us to conform to other people's standards, sometimes a lot of us, not saying that it's us, but using us as a generation, we can get lost into their ideals because what they may want in conformity may not be realistic. You know what I mean? Like it may not be reality for us. Like your mom,
not even just our generation. I feel like it's just because of social media now. Everybody think everything's supposed to be at the drop of the hat. I'm finna catch me on the yacht and whoopty whoopty. And it's like, hold on, you gotta live your life, and you can't let what somebody else got going on affect the way you live your life. If you know where you going on your path in your direction, you're gonna get to where you need to get to. If you worried about what somebody else doing and where they going, you're not gonna get there.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Y'all say these things too because what you said. What happened with me when I was in high school, I can tell y'all this story. So when I was in high school, my senior year, my counselor, right? She told me my last year, like my grades was good, like my junior year and everything, like my credits and everything was shit, but I still managed to like this. All right, but look, she told me that I wasn't gonna graduate on time with my class.
Oh,
dude, these were the words.
She throwing assault on you already. She trying to doubt you. How you gonna tell me what I'm going to do?
No, my counselor.
I'm like, bro, I am a senior. This is my last year. I got college. I'm going to college and everything. What the fuck do I look like going to summer school? Not knocking summer school. To each his own. Everybody that went to summer school, but me, no, you couldn't set that standard on me. Like you couldn't. Cause you like that's the one thing, and people don't realize like what type of person I am. Once you tell me something that I can't do nothing, I'm gonna do it. I would have proved you wrong,
right?
But not so because when I think of something, I don't really be focusing on proving people wrong. It's more so I'm going to prove it to myself,
right?
Yeah, and that's really the one, right? That's where people be sleep on. Is be like they be so focused on trying to do something for other people. It's like, nah, you need to prove to yourself that you are who you want to be or who you gonna be or who you say you want to be and shit. Like, you got to do it for you.
Right.
And when I did that, like, I just like, man, I was the happiest on my graduation day, man. Like, I'm like,
and shout out to you for graduating.
Yeah, congratulations for getting to it. Not letting nobody's doubt, nobody put that on you.
Man, I for it every time, bro, because it's like, you can't never let people set those expectations on you or have those on you because people gonna always try to, put you down in that way because they see it from like maybe they might see it from your past, like, oh, he's not this, he's not that.
Right.
You never know. I could really surprise you for real if you just give me, like, all I ask for is a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't worry about being, you can't worry about what somebody else is going to think, right? Because regardless, even if you was to follow what that person said, they still going to judge you. You know what I'm saying? They still going to have something to say about what you're doing. So it's better for you to not be somebody else's carbon copy of what they expect for you, but just to be a better version of yourself. It's better to be hated for who you are than it is to be loved for something that you're not. And that's real. You feel me? Go ahead.
Definitely. And I think one of the biggest things that we, sometimes we forget about is just that people's expectations is based off of what they went through in their life. So just because you couldn't do it, if you had a got where I was at, you couldn't do it, don't mean I can't do it. We different. Right. I'm a whole different animal. I'm going to show you something.
Right. Don't be trying to put that like that wall for me.
Yeah, don't stop my growth because you couldn't grow. Hold on now.
Hold on. I'm growing over here. Now, the second thing that you need in the 10 vital steps is going to be get out of your comfort zone. Now, for you, Wamo, I know that last Wednesday we talked about, how, you had to develop, your music when you did from No ID to Willie Dynamite to you have now your album Free Agent, and you just had to kind of develop your sound and develop who you are as a musician. You had to kind of step out of your comfort zone because a lot of times we rest in our laurels. And when I say laurels, for people that don't know what that means, it means that you are satisfied with past success on to do with nothing about how you can achieve further success. Like people become complacent, you know what I'm saying? And that means that you won't grow. So you have to step out of your comfort zone. How was you able to step out of your comfort zone as an artist and an entrepreneur? Like what was that one thing that was like, oh yeah, this is uncomfortable as hell, but I'm going to be uncomfortable for a little bit so I can get to where I need to be?
When I got into my comfort zone was when I stopped hanging with the dudes I was hanging with before. You know what I'm saying? That was like the most comfortable. Like when I started moving on my own and start going to the studios and start recording music on my own and not caring about what the next nigga thought about my shit. Like I would just go to the studio, you know what I'm saying? And knowing what I had to work on, you know what I'm saying? As far as like my sound and as far as how I'm flowing on the tracks, you feel what I'm saying? So with that, I just felt better when I was more just being on my own and not having to be around a lot of people. And I started growing more when I was to myself, because once I was able to kind of have that divine energy to myself, I started seeing things change. Like I started seeing like, my mind started getting a lot better, and also was also able to listen to people and really like dig into what they really had going on and understand what people had going on and stuff like that. So it kind of gave me consideration of my life and what I had going on.
Right.
So
you was able to develop yourself by being able to get out of the comfort zone of being in this particular group of people. And when you stepped outside of that, you start to realize, damn, I'm more comfortable doing my own thing and developing my own way and not following what they got. Not saying that you was following, but being around, you know what I'm saying, what they got going on, because that's important. Now the third thing that we have is you have to develop a thick
Wait, hold on. You didn't even ask me. I get to throw in on it.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute, I was waiting patiently, cuz that's some smooth shit. I want to agree with you. Nah, but I just, him mentioning it, because I was thinking for a second right there, like, what did I go through that was uncomfortable for my change and shit like that? And it was pretty much the exact same thing, because I always knew I wanted to run a business that was going to do its own thing, and I always knew I wanted to get into ATMs and have money that was passive. But I used to always try to take my homies with me. I'm like, all right, let's all team up and make this shit happen. When I was trying to first start a clothing brand when I was young in high school, I'm like, all right, let's all do it. And niggas didn't want to put their money together to really do it. They expected me to just do it. They like, you got the ideas, go ahead and bubble. And it's like, nigga, if I'm gonna bubble on my own, I'll do it on my own. And just like he said, the second I stepped away on my own, it started bubbling. I'm like, all right, cool. Then this how it's meant to be, and this how it should have been from the beginning.
Fact. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how you get, and that's how you get to my next point, developing a thick skin. That's number 3. You got to develop a thick skin because you cannot please all the people all the time. And as I mentioned before, you can't, certain people will always find an excuse to put you down, right? They'll always belittle you and judge you and say, oh, you can't do this, or it's hard for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really develop a thick layer of emotional skin to be like push through the type of judgments that people, even with family, it's sometimes it be family and friends like, oh, I don't see you being successful in this, or you ain't gonna do this without, me involved or something like that. Do y'all feel like you got to develop a thick skin?
Yes, most definitely. Like even when like I first started like recording music, it was kind of like really early, like before, like when I got in, like started recording my first little tracks, and I would get people saying, "Oh, nobody's not gonna listen to your music. When is the song gonna come on?" and all this stuff and that nature. And it's like they just don't get it. So it's like I can't expect, or I can't force nobody to understand what I'm putting in the air. You know.
Right.
More so, if you catch it, you catch it.
Right. Like Ash Ketchum. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna Pokemon in this
Pokemon.
Woman, she might want, you know what I'm saying? She might want to get, she might want to do something tonight.
Right.
And she might throw the cat at your way. What you gonna do?
You gonna catch that joint.
Got to, you know what I'm saying? She
mandatory, right? I'm gonna watch the film for
It's a mandatory. It's a mandatory. That's a MO. You feel me?
Like the same shit. So that's why I just, I try to, throw some shit at them where, it's like, boom, this shit right here, fuck with me.
Right. Right.
If they reach it and they gravitate towards it, cool. If not, fast forward.
Right. Fact. So the next point, go ahead.
Like assholes. Everybody has one. So
you said to say that last part again?
I said opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
Everybody got one. Everybody Everybody always gonna have some shit to say, so fuck them.
And you just gotta do you. I mean, you put in the work in, can't nobody really say nothing.
Right. Exactly. That's fact. And so number 4 is what Black Corn Man, before you had came on, he was talking about how, he don't take no stuff from nobody. And that means that you have to learn to assert yourself. Now, when I say assert yourself, I don't mean that you being a bully or anything like that. That just means that in life we go through tough situations, and that you have to have a skill to assert yourself. That means standing up for yourself, making your feelings known instead of bottling them up inside. And that way, if you bottle them up inside, that means you're going to blast off. You're going to be very reactive. So if you asserting yourself, if somebody make you feel some type of way, like I do this now, like if people make me feel some type of way, I'm going to let you know. And if you don't care, you understand.
Immediately, right? We all not heavy. Wait a minute, hold on. What you talking about? How you hold on? I'm quick to it. I don't like the way you said that. It ain't even what you said. It's your tone, and the tone could be slight, but I ain't like it. So you need to change it if you're gonna deal with me.
Yeah. What you gonna say, Wamo?
I mean, like me, like I ain't the type of person to like get out my character and like you know what I'm saying, and be trying to press you out and nothing like that.
But that don't mean that's my
character. That's not out of character for me. That's me. That's who I am. I'm just like that. It ain't even no.
I mean, the way I would carry the situation, like it's just me. Like I keep it playing, man. Like straight up. That's
pushing P at all times.
At all times, bro. Like,
Nah, I'm heavy on it. Everybody got to be different. I'm heavy on it. It's like I'm gonna say what's on my chest and get it all. I like to say all the time. I'm gonna burn that bridge. Fuck it. I know another way to get around. It's shit.
Right.
But then one thing with me, I never carried myself to do no fuck shit. Like,
Right.
Was in my character whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know if things ain't like I know if things ain't go my way, you know what I'm saying? I know I got another day to, you know what I'm saying, to get a W. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. That's facts. That's fact. So number 5 on the list, we almost done. I thank y'all for sitting through the 10. So the 5th thing is you want to adopt good habits. And it seems like right now, everybody that's in this show right now, we have good habits, because when you adopt good habits, it gives you the opportunity to complete things, right? And so if you're like, say if you're a person that is late, right? If you adopt the habits of getting up early, then you will never be late, because you will always be on time, because you're adopting the habit of getting up early so you can make whatever appointment. If you have a goal and a vision, it's very good to adopt the habit of writing those visions down. Like writing what you like your 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year plan down. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to adopt those type of good habits. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I started, and I'm still working on some of those habits, like being on time and stuff like that. That's a habit I'm working on. But I started, adopting the habit of running, exercising, keeping the body healthy, eating right, salads and fruits and whatnot. Little, throwing sea moss in my smoothie and shit. So yeah, definitely, I agree with that. It's a journey. It's not a destination. So it's about enjoying the journey. I'm in love with the journey. That way I'm not worried about where I'm going.
Exactly. And number 6, like I was saying, is creating plans and a list of goals. Like if you have ambitions, it's good for you to write them down, because most people don't know we are energy, right? We are ether. You feel me? So when you putting up your middle finger, nobody don't know that that's ether. You creating ether. It's not really a negative thing, but we in the world we created to be negative, but that middle finger means ether. So if you have ambitions, you have to be able to write those ambitions down, because actually putting that on paper allows you to manifest it on an energy level. Because if you are physically writing it down and saying what you're going to do and how you're going to accomplish those goals, you actually going to create them. Like for me, I'm going to just use myself as an example. I was in a situation where I was staying with somebody and I didn't even know where I was going to be living at. I was really about to be homeless out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice of homelessness, because I was choosing not to go live back with my mother, because that was just, I wasn't going to do that, because that wasn't a good situation. And other people may have that good situation, but for me and my mother, it wasn't a good situation.
Yeah, it was tough.
So I was rather to be homeless. I'd rather be homeless. So I had to really put my ambitions down, and I was able to successfully, live somewhere, you know what I'm saying, get a good career, because I had my first career, and I was able to, be successful. So it's good for you guys, for everybody that's listening, to create a list of goals of your ambitions and what you're going to do. Exactly. Now, number 7 is be kind and be generous. I know this seems cliche. But when you are kind and generous, you know what I'm saying? When everybody is fighting in the world we living in, is everybody battling each other. We go on Instagram, Charleston White battling T.I., battling the kids battling Charleston White. If we are kind to each other, it allows us to be in a place where we're able to grow and develop properly, and we're able to not be spiteful and not be nasty or bitter towards somebody, because when you have those type of bitterness and those nastiness and being spiteful to people, it actually hinders your growth and development. But when you are genuine and you have genuine acts of kindness, you actually go far, because you want to give that type of energy. Like you said, Wamo, I'm a person that you said that you was naturally a person that brings light and energy. That means you're a kind person at heart. So if you're a kind person, that means you're going to go far, because you're willing to be humble enough to sacrifice, maybe how you feel in order just to be kind to somebody. You feel me?
Yeah, so definitely. And also that what you putting out is what you're gonna get back. So that's one of the main things right there. You don't do it for that reason, but it's automatic like that. If you putting out the
Automatic.
positive energy, it's gonna bounce right back to you.
Yeah, that positive energy. And God say he gonna let in Isaiah, what is it, 15? I don't know if y'all religious, but I'm not religious, but spiritual. But in Isaiah 15, 16, and 17, I believe first Isaiah, God say he gonna make your enemies your footstool. You feel me? And so when they talking negative about you, when they being evil about you, they gonna actually have some type of conviction in their heart about it. You know what I'm saying? About the evilness that they saying. Somebody said, what's happening? Oh, that's South. Shout out to my guy. Steady. He is an artist in DC. He was able to connect me and Wamo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all stream Day in the Bay. That's out on all platforms. You feel me? Now, number 8 is remember the simple and most important things in life. And that's basically remembering what you was taught from, you know, those people that you trusted in order to help you grow in development. Because it's easy to get caught up in the daily grind of life, but it's imperative to know the wonderful aspects of life. And it's all about the little things. Like for you, Wamo, I know you said your mom, from the background, what she said is she gave you everything you needed and then some. And that is what
everything you needed and some of the things you wanted. We own it.
We want, you know what I'm saying? And you need those type of things in life because it's important. Because when you become very famous, you're going to become very famous as an artist. When you need to have that type of grounding. You need to be grounded like that. So you can, just in case you get you get, not just in case, when you get the millions, you want to be able to look, I know I got these millions, but look, this right here, this is the most important. This is what my mother taught me. So that way to make you more humble and know how to deal with the fame. You feel me? Because fame is like a light switch. Once it happens, it's just like that. There ain't no stopping. It's like a waterfall, so they keep running. You feel me? Number 9, we're getting close to the end, gentlemen. We're getting close to the end. Number 9 is you want to be able to learn some new skills. Now, each of us has learned new skills. And I've learned the new skills of being able to, because I'm a worker, right? I'm a person that enjoys working a job, you know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur too, because I got my podcast, but I truly enjoy working. And so the new skill that I developed was being able to listen to people of authority, because I had a real problem with listening to people of authority because I always felt like it was an attack on me. And also the new skill that I learned too is working with your coworkers and being able to politic, right? I hated politics. I sold cars and shit, and I had to get out the game of selling cars, even though I was making so much good money. Oh my God. But I did not like the politic. And that was a new skill that I have developed, because you have to politic with people. If you want to get to where you need to be, you have to be able to properly politic. And so I've learned that skill. That's a skill that I have gained, which I think. Everybody don't speak at one time. I guess nobody has learned a new skill. Okay, number 10. Number 10 is being happy.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wanted to tell the story that everybody probably know this, but I was in photography at one point. I had got into it probably at the age of 20. I started pictures, but then it didn't work out because of the finances.
Oh, the finances. So that was a new skill you learned. Did you self-teach yourself, or?
I kind of like I had a different eye as far as photography and how I was taking pictures. So the way I took pictures, it wouldn't be like how everybody else took pictures. But I started developing, like, even like knowing how I would want to, like, my pictures be taken versus, you know, taking pictures of somebody else. I put it in the comparison of that. So
okay, so that's a good skill to have, though. Picture taking, not everybody are good picture takers. You really got to have an eye in order to be able to capture good moments with people, like you said. So that's a good skill that you develop. Now, the last and final thing, you know what I'm saying, before we wrap it up, is you got to be happy. And I know that sounds like the simplest thing ever, but believe it or not, I'm telling y'all, people are not happy out here. I'm a person like when I come to work, I'm
Facts.
always happy. I'm so happy. People be like, "Damn, it's 7 a.m. Why are you happy?" Because I woke up, nigga.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
breathing.
living the life I want to live. This heavy on that.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't stressing about nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? So if you are happy, it allows you to not only live longer, but it creates a life less of misery. You know what I'm saying? If you happy within yourself, that happiness protrudes to everybody. It shows to the world. Everybody can see your happiness, and that positivity doesn't allow you to dwell on negativity. Do y'all agree?
Definitely. And your happiness is contagious. And when
Yeah.
other people around you happy, it's just like they be saying, if you hang with broke niggas, you gonna be broke. If you hang with happy
gonna be the
motherfuckers, if you the
broke
happy
niggas.
motherfucker they hanging with, you making them happy, you staying happy.
Fact. You staying happy.
Damn,
So
my shit died.
So that's 10 vital.
Okay, baby. What were you
That's
talking
10
about,
vital.
Femi? ¿Qué pasa?
Oh, sorry. That's 10 vital. That's 10 vital. That was 10 vital steps that you need to grow and develop. Wamo, man, I appreciate you giving me a second chance at a more professional podcast and a more professional interview with you. I'm sorry about last Wednesday, but we still kept the P, and we still keep the P now. Now, I always ask my guests before they leave, you know what I'm saying, if you was to die today or tomorrow, God forbid, what is a quote that you want to lead the world to remember Wamo by?
Yeah, I want people to remember me as just being Black culture, like being excellent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want people to remember me, just being excellent. Like just excellent, not just of what I do, but just being
I like that. I like that. Tell the people where they can follow you on Instagram, man. If you got a Cash App, give them the Cash App. We got some wonderful listeners. They may be able to give you a nice donation towards your artistry and your barbership business. And tell them both Instagrams, your artist Instagram name and your barber Instagram name.
Yes, my Instagram for my music is 2 underscores Wamo, WANMOE, 2 underscores, and for my barber page is WAN underscore DABARBER. Is Juan underscore the barber.
Y'all heard him. Y'all heard my man. Make sure y'all follow him. Stream free. Go ahead.
I'm on Twitter too. My Twitter is underscore Wamo, and I'm on all music platforms as Wamo. Yeah, man. Like I'm everywhere, so make sure y'all tap in.
Make sure y'all tap in, man. He got an album out now, Free Agent. Make sure y'all stream that. That's on all platforms. You feel me? We got some music videos coming up from him, I'm sure, in the near future. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all follow him. Wamo, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in the background. If you gotta leave, I do understand. So we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I thank you for coming in, and shout out to Mom Dukes, Mama Wamo.
Oh yeah, she's chilling.
All right.
And for having me on the show, man. It's love.
It's love, man. Appreciate you. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your girl, Big Homie Smiles, man. Treetop Radio LA. Y'all know how we do. Each and every Wednesday, we coming to you with a great topic, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys were able to get some information to retain on how to grow and develop as a person in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you guys were able to tap in with us. Before we go, we're going to play a quick little commercial real quick. Shout out to Simba, man. He is free. He is home. Shout out to High Level Corday, man. I believe Simba is his first artist on his label, and they have some wonderful music coming in. And make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. It's RG Simba. I'm gonna play a little song. This is one of his NFTs. You cannot get it nowhere now because y'all supposed to get it while he was in, but you didn't, and I got it. So sorry. You just gotta deal with the new music when it come out. So shout out to my boy Simba. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the people that's around you are feeding you the right tools. You know what I'm saying? I know you know some language. Somebody told me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a super supporter. So somebody told me you was a bilingual artist now. So I want to see some of that bilingualness in your songs. You feel me? But shout out to you. We gonna end it real right. And yeah,
Radio LA, man, my motherfucking boy Free, man. Symbol Free, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Since Symbol Free, we go ahead and crank that, man. Yeah, that, man. Long live 9. Shout out to the house team, man. Shout out to all his friends and his family, man. Protect Simba at all costs. You dig?
Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.